Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me for this week's episode of When I Grew Up. On today's episode, it's my pleasure to welcome my guest, Christine Cheung. Hey Christine, how are you?
I'm good. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming on. It's so nice to meet you. For those of you that are updated with the podcast, a couple of episodes back, we had a guest, AJ Dungo, on, an amazing graphic novelist and illustrator. And so I met Christine through AJ because she expressed interest in the podcast, which thank you, by the way, for even just listening and reaching out.
Love the podcast.
Oh, you're so sweet. I asked Christine how you and AJ know each other, and you were saying you guys met at school, right?
Yeah. I believe we were classmates, but we got close because we worked in the library together.
Oh, like as a job?
Yeah, as a job.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, and it was all art books. So
Oh gosh, so were you guys just always reading all the time?
going through books and just messing around.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
just chatting and yeah.
Well, I can already tell. When I first met AJ, he is just such a gentleman. I can tell you're really sweet too. So I'm excited to get to know you more today and learn more about what you do. So without further ado, Christine, what is it that you do?
I am a surface designer and an illustrator.
Okay, so you're an illustrator. I know what that is now. I
Yes.
didn't before, but now I know what that is. But what is a surface designer?
Just anyone who creates artwork that can be applied on a product or surface, like wallpaper or let's say a pencil or a journal. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Mhm.
So are these? So when you said wallpaper, I immediately thought patterns and stuff.
Yeah, pattern design almost.
So are these things done on a computer like an illustrator would do them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you would do it on Photoshop or Illustrator.
Okay.
So,
So do you work for a specific company?
Yeah, I work for a stationery company out in Orange County.
So what does a typical day look like for you then?
So I have different hats in this company that I'm in, but I first come up with a drawing and then I have to put it together and figure out what my mood is, and then I put it into the computer and put it together and apply it on products.
Okay, so do you so you said stationery company?
Mm-hmm.
So like paper and cards like that?
Yeah, like journals and pencils and all that fun stuff.
Can I know is it a known company?
It's called U Brands.
Oh.
Yeah, we sell for Walmart and Target. Those are our two big clients.
Oh, well, I mean, everyone buys their stationery from
Yeah.
Target.
So if you go to Target, you'll see your stuff there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I would see your stuff there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Is that really cool for you when you go to the store? It would be
I
for
guess
me.
so.
That's really cool. Okay, now U brand?
Yeah, U Brands. It's
Okay.
a U with a circle around it.
I mean, I'm for sure I've seen it. I buy cards from there all the just in the packs. Are there is it packaged?
It's mostly office supplies and stationery.
Okay,
so
okay.
More
No, for sure I've seen it. There's no doubt in my mind.
Probably.
The
whole section for it,
Yeah, do you like stationery?
Yeah, I would say I do.
No, because I really have an appreciation for pretty cards and paper, which is really weird. Maybe because I am in church ministry, so it really bothers me when my notebook is not a pretty one. So it matters what it looks like, I feel aesthetically.
I love that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. But okay, so you said can you go through the process of you creating a or a drawing or a design for a specific stationery project?
Well, for me, I like focus in like writing and like journals and stuff. So
Okay.
like my thing. And what we do is we do like research on like WGSN, which is like trend. It's like trend research or like Pinterest, and
Oh,
we basically just like look at moods that we like, or like we kind of put together like a bunch of images and create like a mood board, right? And then after that, we like choose the moods that we like, and that gets approved, and we start creating like assets for it. So I would create like drawings based off that mood. So say I want to do something like with like a lot of florals and butterflies, right? So I would draw like butterflies, like flowers, and I would either do that like by hand or either on my iPad or on the computer.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I put it together in this program called Illustrator. Yeah. And apply it to like renders that we have, like on like a pen or like a journal. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a long process.
Okay, and so after you render the picture itself or the
Mhm.
design,
Mhm.
then how does it come to like product?
We just show it to our the higher ups, like the boss, and then
Uh-huh.
they like choose which designs they like,
Uh-huh.
and then they have to sell those designs to like a buyer in like Target or somewhere,
Oh,
and then the buyer has to choose like which designs they like that they can sell to Target.
I see. Okay. So like do you know if there's ever been designs that like don't sell well?
Yeah, yeah.
And then what happens then? Like you guys just go back to like will you try to do something different to accommodate the buyers
They're like,
or
oh, that didn't work. Well, we'll just have to try something new.
I see.
Yeah. Hmm.
And now I'm just curious like do people the higher ups get upset about that or I mean cuz it's like you don't have control over
Oh,
that, do you?
totally, totally. Yeah, you don't know what's gonna sell. Sometimes, like the strangest things sell, and yeah.
I see. So you know how you're saying you like look over like the trends and stuff like that
Mhm,
of
mhm.
what's trending right
Yeah.
now? So for example, like, you know, I mean, personally I love floral prints
Mhm.
and I don't think they ever will go out of style for me personally. But then like, there was a time where it's like, oh, everybody was really into floral prints.
Yeah.
So like, is that what you're talking about? It's like, oh, so this company and this company is doing floral prints, so we need to kind of stay within that what's trending now. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's almost like
Okay.
fashion, and it's like, oh, like this mood is trending, or like bright colors could be trending. I don't
I see. I
know.
see.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Um, cool. Okay. So are there other artists in this company that do the same thing as you? For,
Yeah, yeah. There's maybe like four other artists that do the same thing.
so you said you kind of focus on journals, you said?
Journals and writing tools. Those
Oh,
are
and writing tools. Sorry, I think I missed that part.
oh, okay,
I think
okay.
I just heard writing. So I
Oh,
thought
oh,
you meant like the font on the
oh.
journal.
like like a pen, like designs on like a
Oh.
pen or like a mechanical pencil. Yeah, like when you see.
I've
Yeah.
never thought about that. I've never thought who designed the design on this pencil that I'm using. But I guess
Thing. That's a thing.
that's so cool. Okay. You brand. I'm gonna
Yeah.
look for it all the time now.
Mhm.
But okay, well, Christine, could you take me back to like the beginning? Like you said you met AJ in art school, but in
Mhm.
high school, going into art school, was art always a dream for you, or was it something else, or did something else bring you into art?
So in high school, like the first year, I was like just in band. I really liked music, but I had like no idea what I wanted to do, you know. And after my first year of high school, my mom was like, "You're taking up too much time in band." So I was like, "Okay." I had to quit that, And I was like, okay, I also like drawing, right? And I've always liked
Mm.
drawing, so let me take some like art classes. So yeah, I just like did some painting in school, and I figured I'm like, oh, I guess that's what I'm gonna do, right? Like I didn't really know what illustration was, but I'm like, I guess that could be a cool career, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I went to a really academic high school, so it was
Mm.
like all my peers were like going into like really like not artistic like majors like me.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. So after that, I went to Cal State Fullerton. That's where I majored in illustration and painting. Yeah. Yeah. And then I was there for 3 years. And let me think. Yeah. My first year, I just took like basic drawing classes, and I felt like the classes weren't very challenging for me. It wasn't
Mm.
very challenging enough. And in 2010, that's when I met my boyfriend, my
Mhm.
current boyfriend, and he actually convinced me to go to art school. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Thank you, boyfriend.
Yeah.
And so why did he do that? Like, did he feel the same way you kind of described, that you weren't being challenged at Cal State Fullerton in that um discipline, like, of art?
He was an
Or
art school graduate as well.
oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So he saw like what I was doing, and he's like, you gotta go to art school. And that was
Uh
like never in my mind, because I don't know, I just like never thought about like going to such a like prestigious school or anything like that.
mm,
Um so I think it was like 2010. I applied for a night program at Art Center.
oh
He's like, you gotta do
wow.
that, and then you can hone in on your portfolio and then apply. So
So I'm sorry, just so I understand. So you applied as a transfer student to Art Center, but you applied to night school with the purpose of honing your portfolio. Is that what you said?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay. Okay, so you can do that?
yeah, yeah. So Art Center offered night classes,
Uh-huh.
and it's not like I was in the school. It was just like night classes for like anyone who just wanted to like improve on like their art skills. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
yeah.
gotcha. So is that what happened? You worked on your portfolio and you got in?
Yeah, yeah. So I took the night classes, and I was like, okay, if I don't get in, then you know what? I'll just graduate from Cal State Fullerton. That's
Mm.
yeah. I like. I was like, okay, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Mm.
So I took the night classes in the summer of 2010, and then in the fall time, I like applied for Art Center, and then I got in. So
Amazing. Of course you got in.
yeah, thank you.
But I do hear Art Center is like the Harvard of art schools.
You
So
are.
it's amazing. So you get into Art Center, and was it definitely a step up for you than Cal State Fullerton's discipline in art? Like, because you said you weren't being challenged, is why I'm
Yeah,
asking.
yeah. It was, yeah.
Mm.
It was it was pretty life changing though. The
Oh,
whole like 4
wow.
years that I was there. It like made me like think about who I am as an artist, and it really
Mm.
challenged me. Yeah. But I met some really cool people there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Um, do you remember a time where, like, an example of that, like just the challenges that you went through?
I had like a lot of like sleepless nights there.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was like always really hard on myself. I was just like
Mm.
always like pushing, like trying to find like my style, you know. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I feel like that is would be really hard.
yeah, especially when everyone around you is just like really, really good or just like even better than you and you're just like, oh wow.
Right. And
Yeah.
like, I feel like people, I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
I have no idea. I'm totally ignorant in this area. But like, because I can't draw with anything. But
Mhm.
but like, just in a lot of things in life, like people that inspire you or you look up to, or
Mhm.
like you tend to take on those kind of qualities, no? Like as an artist,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Right. So it's like finding your own style, I feel like would be hard too when you're trying to find like who you are as a
Oh,
person.
definitely, definitely. It goes hand in hand. Yeah. You have
So
like such supportive like teachers there and like the
mm,
peers too. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone around you is like super supportive.
that's
So
awesome.
yeah.
So were you able to end up like finding your style of like drawing?
You know what? I feel like my style has like changed like so much like ever
Mm,
since like I graduated to like now. So
mm. What would you say your style is then, right now, currently?
oh, I don't know. I can't
Ah!
yeah. I
Okay.
love drawing portraits though.
Oh, portraits.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's what AJ said too. He's into portraits too, I think. Um, cool. Okay, so you graduate from Art Center, um,
Oh,
and
I
they,
mentioned.
what'd you say?
Um, I forgot to mention
Uh-huh.
back in 2010 when I was at State Fullerton, though, I did an internship
Uh-huh.
and at this like place called Leg Avenue. It was like a Halloween costume company. It was like my first like real world like experience with like an in-house studio. And I was like, oh my god, is this what it's like after you graduate?
What is in-house studio? What do you
It's
mean?
like at like a office, like a real office,
Okay, okay.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
like a design, um, like a real company, you
Oh, so
know.
what was your job at the internship?
I did like it was like a very typical like intern job. Like you get them like coffee, but
I
then you
see, I
like
see.
yeah,
Okay,
you
but
have
then
to
like in-house studio, you mean like this company designed costumes?
yeah, Halloween costumes. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Interesting. Okay. So at the internship, you said that you were kind of like shocked a little bit.
yeah, yeah. It was like kind of nerve-wracking.
Yeah, man, adulting is really nerve-wracking.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. So, with that experience and graduating from Art Center, um, like what were some next steps for you?
Well, during my last year of Art Center, I had also done an internship
Mm-hmm.
at a wallpaper company, and that was like my first introduction to like surface design. Um, I had graduated in illustration and surface design at Art Center because that was like one of the paths that you could take, and I like didn't like the internship at all.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
it just like left a bad taste in my mouth,
Oh
you know.
gosh. I
Yeah.
hate that. Okay, so I have to ask, okay, you said you just graduated in illustration and surface design.
Mhm.
Why does one need like a degree in specifically surface design? Are there other like um things that are like tools that you're given in that area of surface design that are unique to this particular job? Do
You
you get what
just
I'm asking you? Like, cause I feel.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say?
Yeah, like you just learn how to like apply your work on like a product too.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
more of like focused like thing at Art Center.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, do you think that type of degree is necessary to be a surface designer?
I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
so.
Okay. I was just curious. I don't know.
But I think it was cool that they were able to offer that because it's like you can you're in an art center as like a illustration major, but there's different like paths that you can take,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
like entertainment, surface design, design, and yeah, there's like, but you're still like at your core an illustration major. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so you said the wallpaper internship company that you interned at, sorry, I'm mixing my words up right now. Um, you didn't really love it, it
No, I
seems.
didn't.
But after the internship, I'm assuming you didn't take any job offers from that particular company, if they offered you any.
No, no.
Why didn't you like it?
Um, it just like wasn't for me. I think it was the environment. I think that like really played a big part of like it just like I didn't like it felt very cold, like the
Mm.
work that I was doing. Yeah, I was like, oh, is this what it's really like? Like so 3 months after I graduated, I was like, oh, I really need a job. So I was just like applying and applying for jobs. And I saw on the Art Center like job listing page that there's a job for this denim company called like Mother Denim. Yeah, and I was like, oh, I've always been interested in fashion. Like, let's just like apply for it. And then I did an interview, and I got in. So yeah,
Wow. Okay. So what did you do for them?
that was like my first like taste into like the fashion world one.
Yeah, yeah.
It sounds like so glamorous, but I'm like,
It does. I'm like, tell me more.
stop. But I like pretty much did like the designs for like t-shirts and like jackets, and I did like part of the production too, like driving around to different vendors and just like seeing like the back like how things like how like things were made like in the fashion like industry. So
Oh, that's so
yeah.
cool. Um, okay, so you're gonna have to, because I'm super curious, like you say you design t-shirts and stuff. So like a lot of the things that you're doing, they seem like it's in a similar kind of vein, right?
Mhm.
Like designing and then it going to product. So I'm assuming that it wasn't too much of a transition for you, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
no,
a little
correct me if
hard
I'm
though.
wrong though, because I don't know
Well,
anything.
yeah, when I went in, I was like, oh, what am I doing? Like, oh, I don't know anything in fashion. So it was kind of a lot of like learning as you go kind of
Mm,
thing. So
um, so you weren't, did, did you like doing fashion? Sorry, I'm trying to think because, like, I guess when you said you were working for a denim company,
mhm.
I was like, oh, like, I didn't realize jeans, like, you surface printed on jeans, but you didn't do that, right?
I created patterns for like jeans.
Oh,
Yeah.
like how? What do you mean?
Like so some of my drawings were like I would create like artwork, and then that would be created into a pattern, and that would be like applied onto like clothing, like yeah, and apparel. And I was like, that was pretty cool to see like my work that I created like on like a pair of jeans, or like a pair like a jacket or like a shirt. So
No, that's really awesome. Like that's amazing.
yeah,
Man. So how long were you working there for?
I was there for 11 months, almost a year.
Okay. And then after that, you just decided what?
Oh, here's like the crazy part of the story. This is where
Okay.
it's really crazy.
Okay, tell me everything.
So in December, like maybe December 2016, like right after I turned 27, I was like, I'm not, like I wasn't feeling well, and like I just felt like I had the flu or something, right? And my sickness just kept getting worse and worse, right? And eventually I got into the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. and they told me I had cancer.
Oh
And
my goodness.
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
You
um,
guys, I had no idea that this was part of the
yeah,
story. Oh my
it's part of the
goodness.
story.
I'm so shocked right now, Christine. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
and
So, I know you kind of fast forward the story a little bit
yeah.
and I don't know if you feel uncomfortable talking about it, but I have to ask, like, so you were experiencing flu-like symptoms. At what point did you end up in the hospital? Like, did something bad happen?
Um, yeah, I just like I couldn't move anymore. So
Oh my
I like had a hard time
goodness.
breathing. And I ended up in the hospital, and they told me that I had cancer, but I was like, oh, like I was like in total denial. I was like, oh,
Yeah, you're 27.
yeah, I
It's
had
like,
just turned 27.
oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
What type of cancer was it?
Leukemia.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. And then what happened?
And then that like changed my life like completely.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it was
Um,
really crazy. For that first month that I was sick, I got transferred to like I don't know if you've heard of like City of Hope.
I have um my dad had cancer and City of Hope doctors saved his life.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're great.
yeah, they're great. Yeah, so I was there for like a month, like quarantined.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
and at the
That's
time I was
crazy.
like, oh my god, like is this it? Like, like I just
Mm.
felt like my world just like ended, I had all these plans. I was like, oh, I'm gonna like do this, I'm gonna do that. And
Mm.
yeah, like at that point I was just like, what am I gonna do? But with the help of like the great doctors, nurses, and my family and friends, like yeah, I was able to like recover from that.
Wow.
Yeah.
How far along were you in in the cancer? Like, what did they give you a stage?
There weren't any stages, but they told me I at the time when I was like at City of Hope, they're like, "Oh, you have like 96% cancer cells in your body." Yeah,
Oh my God.
crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so what is the process for you to get better at that point, 96%?
It was just like you need to do chemo like right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, are you okay with me asking about um that time, like chemo and everything like
Oh
that?
yeah, yeah. Ask away.
Yeah, so like, because I think, I know some people that have been through it with, family members. And I'm just curious, like for those of people that don't know what it's like, yeah, like they say you have to do chemo. Now, what does that entail? Like I know that it's medication that runs through your body to kill the cancer cells, but um I mean, it's not like something you do like once, right?
No, it's something you have to do like multiple times. Yeah.
Oh man, like
And
so how long did you have to do it for?
about 3 years.
You're
That was crazy.
like how many times in 3 years? You have to
Oh my gosh.
every
I like
week?
I think for the first few months it was like every week. Yeah, it was really intense. Like I lost my
Mm,
hair and like I
right.
lost my ability to walk and to like draw for the first month. Yeah. And I think at that point I was like, you know, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was there a point where you were like, I mean, you said, what am I gonna do? But
Mhm.
was there a point where you just, I don't know, lost any hope?
I think for like a little bit, I was just like trying to like process everything.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because it just felt so surreal. Yeah.
Because I would imagine doctors are telling you to do this, so you do it. and you're just like going through it and going through the motions almost. Because it's like, like you're going through chemo, you're so sick,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just doing what you have to do so your body can get better, right?
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, I have two choices. I can like be sad or I can just like try my best to like survive this and like,
Wow.
yeah. But
Mm.
thanks to my doctor, he like really pushed me to like try force myself to like walk again, you know. It's
Oh
like you
my
gotta like walk,
gosh.
you know, you gotta make laps around like the hospital.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So you got diagnosed at, you said 27?
27. Yeah.
27. So 28, 29, 30, 3
Yeah.
years.
I'm 31 now. So,
It's
mhm.
only been a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so you said 3 years. So at 3 years, what does that mean for your body?
That means you're technically in remission.
Okay.
So
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank
Like,
you.
I'm so happy that I get to even sit here with you today. That's amazing. Okay, so you're in remission and like, you know, you're alive, right? So
Yeah.
like you have to tell me like what for you motivated you to be like, all right, I'm gonna find a job and do this.
Well, after like a year and a half, my doctors are like, okay, it's okay for you to go to work now because I took like a year and a half like not working from not working at all. Yeah, and that was hard for me because I was just like always like go 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 about everything, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Um, and I think it was like 2018 in the summertime. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start like reapplying for jobs. And at that time, I was like, I felt like I wasn't working at Mother anymore, and I was like, oh, okay, I felt like I was at square one, you know?
Mm,
Yeah, and that was really hard for me to accept.
mm,
But you know, I just like started applying and applying. I'm like, okay, maybe I can do like some freelance jobs. But at the same time, I was like still like I still had like these doctor's appointments to go to. So um luckily I did like a few freelance gigs like within like for a few months here and another one like at another place and yeah, I was just like, what am I gonna like, I felt like I didn't really have like a focus where my career was gonna go
mm,
because I thought I was gonna like work in like the fashion industry.
mm.
Yeah, but it was really hard for me to get like a full-time job for a while, like going back into like the corporate world, you know.
Right, I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm sure. Is that something like for you, is that kind of a goal to go like it seems like you really enjoyed the fashion industry from what I can tell. So is that something you want to do in the future?
I don't think so. Not anymore. I think at the time it was really fun, but I wanted to like I wanted to venture out and like see what other things were there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Thank you.
I'm like so speechless because I'm like so inspired by everything you just said because like overcoming death. Yeah, you overcoming death like 96% of your body filled littered with cancer cells. That's
It's
you
crazy.
would have died. Like,
I know.
like it's crazy. Like it's crazy to think about. But overcoming that, I'm just so inspired by the steps that you've taken and that I can even talk to you today about what it is that you do is like so crazy. I mean, for me, like what I gather from this entire story is like you can go to the best art school, right? And you can get the best job, but literally you have no idea what life is going to throw your way.
Oh, definitely. Every day is like a new thing, right?
I
But
mean, has it changed the perspective of how you live your life today?
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How? You have to inspire me, please.
Just like not to worry so much because I was
Mm,
like worried all the time while I was like in school. You know, I'm like,
yes.
oh, worried about my future. I'm like, what am I gonna do? You know. um, just like try not to like just take it one day at a time. That's like a
Yeah.
big quote that like the nurses always told me, like one day at a time, like be present, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Be present.
Yes.
That's good. Be present, yes, and not be so worried.
Yeah. Even
That's a
though I
good
still
one.
worry, but not as
Oh
much.
yeah, no, I mean, you're human,
Yeah.
so um man, that's awesome.
Yeah. Just as long as like you're healthy, you're staying healthy, you know,
Yeah,
like
for
mentally,
sure.
physically, that's like all really, really important.
For sure, for
I
sure.
think it's like all tied in together.
No, definitely
Yeah.
is. So what do you love most about your current job?
The fact that I get to draw, like I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
To like apply the skills that I learned from school, and like my artwork gets to be applied on like things that like get sold at Target, you know, that's super cool. That's kind of like fashion, right? It's like,
No, it's definitely, I think
yeah.
so. Yes. Um, okay, okay, so what inspires you, like as an artist?
People, like people that I meet, like places that I go. I love to travel. Like I
Hmm.
love visiting different states and like national parks, you
Oh,
know?
national, I have not done that, but I think as I've gotten older, I've like had a better appreciation for like nature and stuff. I'm not into that normally, but now that I'm older and have kids, I'm like, yes, like look at like aren't you so inspired by the things around you? But
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. So you do travel a lot?
Not as much as I want to, but yeah, I try and visit like a few states every year. Yeah, like last year, I like pre-pandemic, I did like Oregon and then Seattle, and then
Okay.
I just came back from Texas a few weeks ago. Like I checked out
Oh,
Austin. That was pretty fun.
were you sick during the pandemic? Sorry,
Oh
I'm
my
starting
gosh.
to
Oh
piece.
no, no, it's fine. So crazy story. Like I was in remission starting beginning of 2020. So that was like my last, like December 2019 was like my last time I had to do like chemo.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then 3 months later, the pandemic hit. I was like, oh my
Oh my
God.
gosh, can you imagine? That would be, I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of people that were in that situation,
Yeah.
but praise God that that you were able to finish your last session
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
before. That's crazy.
So crazy. Yeah. It was
Oh,
just like one thing after the next, you know?
that's insane. So it kind of sucks that you had to stay home during the pandemic though,
Oh,
after being in
yeah. Yeah.
remission.
I know. It's like, oh, well, everyone's like technically quarantined. So it's like,
Yeah, that's true. That's
yeah.
true. Okay, sorry, I went on a
Oh,
tangent.
no.
But
Okay.
okay, is there something you like least about your job?
Mm, that sometimes the things I make don't like make the cut. Yeah, that's always like a
Mm,
bummer because at the end,
yeah.
like we don't make the decisions, like on what gets put onto the shelves for these stores. Like it's like the buyers that do. So, and sometimes they pick like the most random things, you know. It's like, oh, okay, they chose like the design I didn't really like, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be disappointing, I feel like, especially if you're new to the industry. I feel like it would be really discouraging at like in the beginning.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that in the beginning when that first happened to you?
I try not to get so attached to like the things I make. Like that's something that I always have to tell myself because I think it's like hard for designers sometimes to like because they put like so much like effort into like what they're making. So
Yeah, no, I think you're definitely not the first person or artist to tell me that because I think it happens a lot. Like you can't be offended. It's not like you can't get too attached emotionally to what it is you're doing, especially if you're selling it to somebody or something. But okay, I see. I see.
yeah.
Gotcha. Um, well, was there anything, Christine, that maybe I didn't ask you about today that about your job or anything at all, that maybe you wanted to talk about on the
Um,
podcast?
I also do illustration on the side.
That's right. Okay, that's right.
Yeah,
Let's talk about
yeah.
that. So, what kind of illustration work do you do on the side?
Um, I've done like a bit of like editorial illustration, not so much as AJ. Like that's like his thing, but like I've done like some commercial stuff too. I recently did a thing for Apple, like earlier this
Ooh.
summer. Like that was pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty amazing project.
Okay, so when you say commercial things, like
Mhm.
you have to educate me on what that even means. Like, what
Um,
does that mean?
like a few years ago, like Got Milk contacted me
Uh-huh.
to do like an illustration for like Chinese New Year for their
Oh,
for their Instagram.
cool. That is cool. I mean, everything you do is cool, it sounds like.
Yeah,
But for some reason when it like the brand and the name, it just sounds cooler, right? But everything you guys do is like amazing.
yeah.
Um so like basically when you say commercial stuff, it's just like people that sell products, right?
Um, it could be like illustration that could be put on like like Instagram, and then they can like pay you for that too.
I see. I
Yeah, and
see.
then you have to like they'll like promote like Got Milk on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it possible for someone to like make a living just doing that kind of work as well? Not editorials, but like that kind of contract work for illustrator, like for
Oh,
an illustrator.
definitely. Yeah.
Interesting. Man, I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Illustration, you can go like so many different routes. It's like very broad.
Mm. It seems that way,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
um uh AJ clarified for me too. I was like, so what is that? What is the difference between an illustrator and a graphic designer? But it's in the name, obviously. um, but that's really cool. Okay, so do you like prefer? I don't want to get you in trouble at your job, but is there a job that you prefer over the other?
Um, actually, like it's kind of nice to have like the day job too, but like to be able to like be your own boss working on like the illustration stuff, like on the side is like really nice.
So how does one get like those extra jobs on the side?
I think like people just contact me. I don't know where people find me, to be honest.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
people just like email me and be like, "Hey, we love your work. We want to do like this and this for you. We want you to like help us with like this illustration." Or yeah, it's
Oh.
pretty crazy. Like I'll put my work up on like blogs or like art websites,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe that has something to do with it too.
I'm sure it does. And I guess like it could be word of mouth too, I guess.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
okay. Cool. Um,
But I hope I get to do more projects in the future like that.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you'll get anything from this podcast, but if you need an illustrator, I know a person if you're listening.
Another person.
Oh man. Okay, so I always ask all my guests before we end our time together, do you have any advice? It could be advice about being a surface designer or an illustrator or any life advice at all.
Some life advice. Don't be scared. Yeah. Don't worry about the future so much. Just like keep going and don't give up.
I could not have said it any better.
Yeah.
Just don't give up.
Yeah.
Keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
Man, Christine, thank you so much for your journey and sharing your life with me today. I am so honored to be able to have you on as a guest. I really appreciate you and your life. I really do.
Thank
So
you.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Um, Christine, if anyone had any questions about your line of work, would you be okay with me connecting you with them?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So guys, Christine actually, if I forgot to mention this, she is on the West Coast in California.
Mhm.
If you have any questions for Christine, you heard it right here. She is willing to chat with you. You can email me at podcastwigu@gmail.com, or you can DM me on social media and I'd be happy to connect you. Thanks so much again, Christine.
You're welcome.
Until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.